Hey, what's going on? What a wonderful morning. What a wonderful Monday morning. I don't know. I don't have shit. The only reason I'm even making a video right now is because I said that I'm going to do it on days when I go to work, 100%. So therefore, I'm just going to talk until it's time not to talk about anymore. I got one thing to talk about, I guess. I'm still trugging along through. It's a long book. What do you call them? The China study. It's a hell of a thing. Oh, yeah, I was reading overdiagnosed as well. But, yeah, so I was talking before about some funny things with statistics and stuff, and I gave the example about, well, I'm not going to repeat myself in other videos, but here's another funny use of statistics and data from it, right? So, they, come on, I can't forget the fucking study. What the fuck? Talk about really going into it without fucking any clue where I'm doing it. People with breast cancer. Oh, okay. Yeah, so, there's a study, or just statistically speaking, people who find early indication of cancer tend to survive for longer periods, right? That seems like a fair assessment, but there's a couple key factors in there that kind of fucks the whole thing up. So what is that? It's not saying that our treatment necessarily helps somebody else out. What it means is that when you detect the cancer earlier in your life than that 5-year period that they like to use, where they survive 5 years after or longer, is relevant at that point. Therefore, if you find it earlier, then that's the part where you are counting from. Now, if you find it 20 years from then, and you die at the same exact age as you would have otherwise, then just because you found it earlier means that you, statistically speaking, would have lived a longer life after being diagnosed with cancer, which is kind of stupid, right? So when you're looking at statistics in general, you're going to want to think about these things, because it's really stupid how easy it is to be made to seem that our technology and our medicine and all that other shit is doing ourselves a big favor and saving our lives. But realistically, there's usually a more simplistic option, like the fact that when you find it earlier, the test study technically starts there for you, or that time frame starts for you, and then of course you're going to live longer than if you fucking found out later in life, even if you didn't die from fucking cancer. Before you pass away. It's just like, what the fuck? Stupid. Very stupid statistics. You can't take statistics worth of shit. But aside from that note, China study's pretty good. It is reinstilling some old beliefs that I had before, but I was kind of wavering on. And that is that animal protein do in fact, they are the catalysts that allow toxic material inside of your body, like from pesticides and stuff, to actually trigger and create the havoc inside of your body. So you can have a bunch of pesticides inside of your body, you can even excrete them, but they could cause damage to your cells or your DNA. But it's because of the animal protein that causes it to wreak havoc in your body, not so much the pesticide itself. And they found that out through rat studies, where they gave them, I forget what the exact one was, but they gave them a highly toxic carcinogen, and they had two groups, one with 20% animal protein and then one with 5 or less. And the 5 or less group, essentially that difference was an on or off switch between whether or not they got cancer, because even as they increased the amount of the carcinogen, the amount of cancer likelihood inside of the rat only raised if it was in the 20% group of animal protein, or the group of 20% animal protein in his diet. So this is actually pretty significant. This is meaning that, like, this is definitive proof. In this book, he does a lot of tests, and he's one of the few people who writes books like this, who actually does his own research and is part of, peer review groups and so forth. But very powerful stuff. So I'm going back to a vegetable-based diet. I mean, I might still eat animal foods on a little bit here and there, because I guess you can never really know. I mean, I don't know. The stuff. I mean, his book is literally just full of research. So if you have a chance to check it out, I would definitely look at that. But I don't know. Don't be fooled by statistics. That's it. Don't be fooled by a bunch of numbers that could very likely mean something very different. And don't be fooled by, well, shit, I don't know. Everyone's talking a different story, so unless you constantly research, I guess it's pretty hard to stick to what makes sense. But check it out. The China Study. Good book.